Hello everybody, this is Yusuf. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're gonna make one of the most authentic and essential Iranian or Persian food, which called Ghormeh sabzi, that made out of the herbs and a meat, and it's gonna be a nice and delicious stew, which if you ask 9 out of 10 of the Persian, that's going to be their favorite food. And if you make it the way that I show you, I'm pretty sure you're going to love that too, and it's going to be one of your favorite dish. Now we're going to go over the ingredients with you and show you how to make it. So start from the onion, one medium to large onion, which is going to be chopped and sauteed, and the meat. The meat that I chose, it's a beef and a lamb, so it's about like a 2/3 of beef and 1 lamb shank only. I took the beef out of it and I used the bone also. So the beef that I used here is a London broiler and 1 lamb shank. And then I have the herbs with the ratio of 4 bunch of parsley, 4 bunch of chives, 1 small bunch of fenugreek, and 1 bunch of cilantro, which some people they like, some people they don't. If you don't like it, you don't have to. The fenugreek is very important because all the fragrance and aroma comes from that special herbs. And if you cannot find it, there is a dry one which is as good as a fresh one, and you can find it in all Persian food store, supermarket, or you can order online. And now if you can find the chives, you can use link, does the same thing. And this food actually is going to be for 6 people, that's why the ratio are. So eating the stew, you need the rice, which I'm going to make that later on. And for the people that they don't, I'll show you the link to go to how to make the rice. And the beans also is a very important part of the food, and I use the kidney. I soak that for a couple of hours. And the red beans or kidney beans is something that most of the Iran make this food with this, but there are some part of Iran, like in north and northwest of Iran, they use black eye peas, and some part they use pinto beans. But the rest they use this, and I love this also using the kidney beans. There are dry lime, and this is very important also. You can use that, you have to. And I'm using like a 6 or 7 of that. 1.5 or 2 teaspoon of the turmeric, 1.5 black pepper, 1.5 salt, and we need onion. Need also olive for saute the beef and an onion, and also the herb after we chop that. I usually chop this with the hand, and today I'm going to chop it with the food processor because I mix it faster and easier. And then we're going to go over to how to saute those and put them together. Okay, after I do that, I'm going to show you how it's going to be turned to, and show you how to cook the food. This is what a chops looks like, and just going to put that in a pan for a few minutes without any oil to get the excess water out of it. Then I'm going to add the oil to it to just saute that, and it has to turn to black. So the more on a heat, the better the result gonna be. Okay, after a few minutes, then I'm gonna add a little bit of oil on this one, and I show you how to it's gonna be when it's gonna be done. And while he's doing it, I'm gonna go and chop the onion and start saute that in another pan with the meat. I think it's the time to add the oil in it. It's about like a 4 or 5 tablespoon oil. Make sure that it has enough oil to saute very well. And frequently you have to turn around. Not to burn, but it has to turn, the color has to be dark. So we're going to come back to it later on. Okay, before I add the meat to it, this is time I add the turmeric also, and turn around with the meat that I'm gonna add to it. And constantly turn this around, because otherwise it's gonna start releasing the juice out of that meat, and it's gonna be dry. So this way it's gonna be sealing. If you just do it fast, it's gonna seal the meat, and the juice gonna stay inside the meat. So this is very important, that just turn around for a few minutes. Okay, this is also time that I'm gonna add the black pepper. Okay, we're gonna just saute this and turn around till you don't see any red meat here. Then we're gonna add the beans and the water. I prefer to be hot water, and about like a halfway, and let it start cooking till our herbs gonna be ready, and we're gonna add it to the meat. I would like to add a little bit of dry vinaigrette, because, you know, as I said, this most fragrant herb, and it makes the whole food. This time to the meat, and let it saute a little bit. Then it's the time to add the beans and water. So this is a good time, and this is right time. Okay, as you see, this is it has to turn to this color to be ready. So you have to just constantly, you have to turn it, and you know, on a medium heat, and not to the burn, but at the same time to the color turn to dark. The darker is better. Now it's the time to add it to the rest of the food in the pot, and also is the time to add the dry lime and a salt. It's this time you have to let it cook at least 4 hours. The longer it cooks, the better result. So you can do it from 4 to 10 hours with low heat and let it cook, slowly. Cook it slowly. Then you're gonna get a better result. So I'm just let it go and come back to it about maybe once a while. You come and you just turn around. In maybe 4 hours, 3 hours, we come back to it to see how it's doing. It's been more than 4.5 hours that this has been cooking. If you look at it, it's beautiful, it's just done, and you might let it cook for another hour or so. It's up to you, but to me it's done, it's perfect. And about an hour ago I took some of those dry lime out of that, because if it stay there it might be a little bit sour, and because of the seeds it might get bitter. But some people, they love to have it when they cook. When you want to serve it, you can add it back to the food. Now I'm gonna take it out and show it to you how to serve that with the rice that I cooked already. Here we are at our world famous Ghormeh sabzi. Is done, ready to eat it with the rice, which Iranian, they usually have some green with it, which is we use the radish, mint, basil, and green onion, and also raw onion, because all they love to have the raw onion with this food too. So the way that it is, just take some of the rice and pour some of the Ghormeh sabzi stew on the top of it, then you eat it. And again, thank you so much for watching, and till next time that I come with another food, which probably might be bagali polo, because we have some requests for that. And again, see my channel on YouTube and recommend to your friend, let them see it also. By the way, you have a very nice tadik also here that it turns beautiful, and also that's delicious if you put some of the stew on the top of it. And see you next time. Thank you for watching.